since I've known him. In the early 70s, we met in Santa Cruz. He came over, and the first thing that Eddie did, I was working in radio also and still playing music, and Eddie came and wanted to do a big band, a 50-piece orchestra for Prayer for World Peace. And he came as a new person in town, but already a legend based on his work in the music community with many of the great players. You know, he knew Mr. Coltrane personally and played with him. He recorded with Cecil Taylor, Elvin Jones, and others. I mean, Eddie is legend. It's easy to take ourselves, people for granted when they're local. Eddie showed up to Santa Cruz, and he united the community in a celebration and an offering of world peace, a prayer for world peace. He brought eclectic elements. He brought the swingers and the beboppers and the free players and rockers all together for a free concert in the park. And he's remained committed to this mission, which is the mission of his heart, over all of these years. He's been a mentor to me and continues to mentor a lot of people. I was very young then, and you'll see youngsters in the band today. And this is the man that he is. In the footsteps of Dr. King, very quietly, without wearing it on his sleeve, he looks past race and age, creed, and everything else to build community, to create the expression of love and peace, to create also in that peace a capacity for healing. When we create peace in ourselves, it's the energy of healing. And it's not the absence of adversity. Peace is a capacity to create spaciousness and understanding in the face of adversity, and to see that as an opportunity. And Eddie has faced a lot of adversity, as any musician does, as any black person in this country does, as we all do, whatever our walk of life, whatever the adversity is. And he's committed himself with concerts to get medical benefits for musicians, to unite the community for teaching youngsters and doing this important work today. And I just want to say that I consider Eddie a most humble and genuine man who lives and breathes music and the most pure expression of the heart. But in the Buddhist terms, he's a bodhisattva. He's a great bodhisattva of peace, of harmony. And as we listen to the music today, I want to encourage you to embrace his spirit and our spirits and all of our loved ones' spirits and all of our ancestors' spirits, because we are not separate from those either. And have the chance, as we honor Dr. King and honor Eddie's beautiful, beautiful purpose here, to also honor the man himself, Mr. Eddie Gale, who's a true giant among us. Thank you.
Peter, thank you so much. Those are very kind words. You really know Eddie Gale, and have done a wonderful job of conveying the substance as well as the spirit of trumpeter Eddie Gale's work. Thank you so much. Now, just a few reminders and tidbits before we begin with the music program this afternoon. If you're interested in being on Eddie Gale's mailing list, there is a way to sign up out at the merchandise table. So please do that. Speaking of the merchandise table, there's a merchandise table. A little hint, you can get CDs, you can get inner peace t-shirts, some other t-shirts, and do be aware that the proceeds help support these very concerts. So take a look out there at our merchandise table. A few thank yous are in order. First of all, to KPFA, to KLIV, both radio stations that have publicized this event. We'd like to thank Starving Musicians Store for support of Eddie Gale performances, including the musicians' health care benefits and these concerts for world peace. We would like to extend a big thank you to the Martin Luther King Jr. Library administration and staff, especially Kathy Blackmer-Reyes. We want to thank our speakers, the three folks who had these wonderful words for us. And also a shout out to Christwell Muhammad for his audio engineering, the Pomegranate Restaurant and the On Fourth Cafe for catering for the musicians. Thank you to Phil Jacklin for his support. And a huge, huge, huge thank you to the musicians who you're going to hear momentarily.
And I, myself, my name is Georgette Gell. I'd like to give a thank you to Victor Hernandez. He is the Associated Students President. Director. Okay. As a matter of fact, I should let him tell about himself, so why don't you go ahead and finish what you're doing, and then he'll come up and speak.
How about right now?
Hello, everyone. My name is Victor Hernandez. I'm from Associated Students, the student government on campus of San Jose State University, and I am the Director of Student Rights and Responsibilities. Now, we have many colleagues in the board of directors, and we all associate ourselves as student leaders. However, I feel like most of my colleagues more associate with the leader side, so today I'm going to focus more on the student side of being a student leader. I am a fourth-year history major, graduating this semester. And I feel this is extremely relevant to what's going on right now, because with history, we learn about the past, and we learn about especially what happened with Martin Luther King. It's important to remember what he did and the significance he had on society, on US society, on the world. And people always ask me as a history major, why do you want to study the past when we're always moving forward? You can study the present or you can study the future. The reason why we study the past is to remember the legacy, is to remember what people have done in the past. I like to believe that in 2064, 100 years after what happened to Martin Luther King, that we will still remember what he did, and we will still hold his message at heart. However, it's not just about remembering their legacy. It's also about using the messages that they taught us in the past and applying it to what's happening right now. So this concert would be an excellent way in using the message that Martin Luther King has sent out. Another way that we associate with how Martin Luther King helped us is through the San Jose State University Student Food Pantry, which is where all the donated food items are going to go to. This is a project that I started and something that I want to leave, something I would like to do to help out the students of San Jose State University. College students are in a very difficult situation where they have enough money to be able to go to college, but not enough money to be able to live in college, if that makes sense. With rising tuitions and prices, it becomes difficult to handle rent, to handle academic supplies, to handle textbooks, and to handle all that. So that's why we need, that's why the donation process is going to the food pantry. And all of your help is really appreciated, and we want to take one step further into making a food pantry on San Jose State University.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, is everybody ready for some music? Sounds like a good idea. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is time to bring the healing power of music to this very room this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Inner Peace Youth and Adult Orchestra, led by Eddie Gale.